to tune into the breath before we get moving. So breathe in and out through the nose. And feel your belly as it expands on the inhale and then softens back down on the exhale. So feeling that movement, because that's the movement we want to cultivate with our breath while we're moving our body, our appendages. And so I'll cue you throughout class, but every so often check in with yourself to see where's my breath at in this moment. And if you notice that the breath pauses or you don't feel it, it means you're probably holding your breath, and then just go, oh, I'm holding my breath, and start breathing again. Because we do that throughout the day. We don't realize it, but anything comes our way that we perhaps weren't quite anticipating, the breath will either get really fast or it'll stop. All right, let's begin to circle on our hips, inviting movement into the body. And notice as you make these round circular movements that the weight is transferring in your feet. Notice how it might move front to back and side to side. As we breathe in and out. And when we're moving like this, I find it hard to feel the breath. I can feel it in my nose, but not necessarily in my belly. So just notice, what do you feel when we're moving like this? Come back to center. And let's float our arms up. And then cross right over left and give yourself a hug. Yes, wrap your fingers around. See what you feel back there. Maybe give yourself a little massage. Move your fingertips around a bit. Find a few little pressure points. And then inhale, open up the arms, spread your fingers, lift your thumbs skyward, and cross your left arm over your right. Big, big hug. Give yourself a squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze in. Breathing in, breathing out. So here you can feel your breath. As you breathe in, you might feel that expanding into your arms. Open up. Take your arms forward. And then pull the elbows back. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Inhale, move fingertips forward. Exhale, move back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Reach forward. Now out. Bring your wrist towards your shoulders and then push away. Hands come in, elbows bend, and then press away. Pull it on in towards you, press it away. Now, take your elbows and give them a hug into your ribs. Your palms are facing each other. Inhale, open up your arms. Exhale, close them. So they're about shoulder distance apart. Open it up and close them. Inhale. Now let's reach right and left. Pull elbows in, close them. You got it. Open it up, reach wide, pull in, palms facing each other. Open it up, reach long from fingertip to fingertip. Okay, bend your elbows. Start to lift skyward, only to your range of motion, not mine, not anybody else's you see on the screen. Pull your elbows down. Inhale, rise. Maybe you look up to your fingertips. Exhale, pull them back down. One more time. Reach up high. Turn the palms towards each other. Let's side bend towards the right and up and towards the left. Let's flow it. We know that the wind is going to blow the trees today in Michigan and probably other parts of the Midwest. I hear Chicago, the Windy City, is going to get it nice too. So let's pretend we're these trees and we're flowing with the wind. We're not breaking, we're not falling down, we're not knocking down power lines. We're just swaying one way and then the other. Come back to center, lower your palms to about shoulder height. Open up them wide, flex your wrists so your palms are facing away from you. Take a breath in and a breath out. Fingers are spreading. You can feel the resistance. Palms forward. Now curl the left palm down, then take your right hand and gently press into the top or back of the hand. Get a little stretch that way. Then lift the fingers up and use your right hand to pull the fingers towards you. Thumb is moving to center. It's easy to forget about this thumb, but stretch it out to the side. Woo! You'll feel that. Come back to palms facing down, curling now the right fingertips down. Use your left hand to guide the fingertips down towards the earth. Then inhale, press the palm away and pull the fingers towards you. Now that right thumb is coming out to the center. Breathe in and breathe out. Interlace thumbs, interlace thumbs. Doesn't matter which one is on top because we'll switch it afterwards. Let's take our first twist. We're twisting from the navel up. That means we're twisting from here rather than lower back. We lift tall, then we start to circle our hands. And you can bend your elbows in towards you, towards the right as we twist. Then extend the arms, come back to center, twisting from our navel towards our left. Pull the elbows in. So we'll inhale as we stretch, come back, keep pulling the thumbs apart, back towards the right, pull the elbows in, reach forward, circle around towards the left, pull the elbows back, reach forward, and release. Arms out, lower them down. Shake out your hands, let it go. Shake out your hands. Just let it go up and down. Let it go. There we go. All right. We will do the other side. Don't worry with our thumbs. Inhale, lift your heels up. Push down through the toes. Feel the big toe mounds as they press down and then across your foot. Exhale, lower the foot down. Both feet down. Push the right foot down into the earth. Push the toe pads, push the big toe mound, push the heel down. You can use your hands, take your weight forward, press down. Then inhale, rise up. And let's do the other side. Push down through the left foot. Take your palms, press into your thigh. Feel the weight as it comes into your left foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now push your toe pads down, push your big toe mound down, push your heel down. Inhale, rise up. Let's lift all 10 toes. Don't look at them. Doesn't matter what they're doing. Have your brain tell your toes to lift up. Breathe in, breathe out, grow tall through your spine. Feel your shoulders stack over your hips. Lower the toe pads down. Let that go. Now cross opposite thumb over and pull your thumbs away from you. Bring the elbows in, bend them, reach them forward. Now we're going to twist towards our left, pull the elbows in, reach out, circle around, and pull in. Breathe in. Breathe out as you do this movement. And one more time, keep pulling the thumbs away from each other. They're interlaced. Back, forward, pull in. Find center, shake it out. Let's move our right foot out to the side. I'm going to move this lock and strap out. And now we're in about a 90-degree angle. And take your right forearm and place it on the thigh. Push down your forearm into your thigh and press your foot down. Now, let's open up. So we're going to keep this bottom shoulder. It's going to externally rotate. If you feel it going forward like that, push it on back. Then take your left hand to your hip and circle that left shoulder up and back. Then lift your elbow up and around as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And your gaze may follow your fingertips. And then bring the arm up, pull the elbow back, and then reach the arm towards the right a few times. So you can go kind of easy with this and not extend all the way. And then maybe you extend a little bit more towards your right as you repeat the movement. And then let's hold it. So let's lengthen it. Breathe in. Now turn the bottom part of your torso upwards. So you're feeling like you're leaning slightly back. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to push down through our feet and our hips to rise up. Lower the left arm down. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Take a side bend, a little side bend here. Then inhale, rise up, lower the arm down. Take your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Pull them in towards each other. And if it doesn't reach that far, it's okay. Just take your hand and place it on your thigh. Then move your left shoulder up and back as you twist towards your left. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Bring your hands to the top of your thighs. We're going to take our sitting bones back as we lean our spine forward. Circle your shoulders up and back. Feel your shoulder blades on your back as your sitting bones move back. Then push your palms into your thighs, rise up. Exhale, lean forward, sitting bones back. Circle shoulders up and around. Really feel your shoulder blades on your back here. This is like a baby cobra pose. This is like a little back bend. Sitting bones are back, shoulder blades are on the back. Push down through your feet. Tone your belly. So feel the pelvic floor and your belly tone as you exhale. Reach up, arms into cactus. Lift arms skyward, hands at the heart. And let's pick up this right foot and leg and place it back next to the other, to your left foot. And then inhale, open up to the other side. So now your left foot is pointing towards the left. Breathe in. Breathe out as we get really long through the side body. Then bring your forearm to your thigh. Open up your shoulders. And it feels like you're taking the underside of your ribs upwards, forward and upwards. This top shoulder is back. Then let's circle the arm around and about. Just invite the shoulder joint to open gently. This is always your range of motion, nobody else's. You can play with bent elbows. You can extend the arms a little bit more, and you will feel it changes it up. It changes it up. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Let's take the arm over the ear, stretch long, and then pull back and stretch and pull back. Keep pulling the shoulders back so they don't come forward. There you go. Stretch long. Feel a nice side body lengthening. And one more. Let's hold it for a breath or two. Push the feet down, feel the weight in your feet. Breathe in, breathe out, push down, rise up, hands to the thighs. Now we're going to do more of a circular motion. So it looks like this. Lean forward, circle the shoulders up and back, push down, rise up. Lean forward, circle shoulders, push down, rise up. So we're pushing our feet down and our hips down. Lean forward, circle, lift. One more. Lean forward. Now, if you want, you can take your arms forward out to the side. Come on. There we go. Let's lift this left leg and place it next to the right. And notice how your body's feeling now. Let's do a little bit of walking in place just to get it charged up. So alternating your legs and your arms, breathing in and breathing out. Feel as you push down through one leg, the other knee is popping up. So one foot's pushing down and then the other is popping up. Breathe in and breathe out. And you can swing your arms. Yep, marching it a little bit as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And then release your leg. Let's do khaki breath. So what it is it's actually beak breath. You're going to take a breath in through your nose, and then you're going to purse your lips to breathe out. Like that. So breathe in. We grow tall, and then breathe out. Feel your belly as it tones and pulls in. One more time, breathe in. You can feel your whole body expanding as you breathe in, and then you breathe out fully all the way to the end until you feel your belly tone and pull in. All right, let's do a few sun salutes seated. So inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, lean forward, long back. Sitting bones are back, arms are out to the side. Release your arms down and your jaw down and just hang for a moment. Release traction. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push down. Rise up. Arms out to the side. Up towards the sky. Hands at the heart. Let's do it again. So inhale, arms lift. Exhale out to the side as we lean forward. Release your head into your jaw. Let it go. Let your fingertips go. Push down through your feet. Push down through your hips. Inhale, arms out to the side as you lift. Arms rise. Hands at the heart. You've got it. All right, we're going to move towards standing. And you can do these poses seated. So you do not have to rise. This is going to be up to you. We're going to play with that one where you don't have to rise either. I'm going to show you to the side here with a second chair because I want you to know you can practice this in front of a counter, in front of another chair or sofa, something that you know you got there for your balance. And we'll do it a few different ways. We're going to do it with a block. We're going to do it with a cane. We're going to do it just so you can feel it and do it. And the more you do this, the stronger you get. So let's lean forward and back. Just rock it forward and back. And we can use this momentum to rise. We want to keep our feet planted. The weight will go towards the heel, just so you know that. When we rise, the weight goes towards the heel. And then you have a choice. Your hands can be on the side of the chair to lift up. They can be at your hips. They can be forward. So I'll show you first with hands by the side of the chair. I won't stand yet. So you might want to try that. So I'm going to push down through my feet, take an exhale, lift the hips, and then exhale, lower down. Now, we are really using our belly to engage. We're not really using our hands. Okay, so you can use your hands, but if you do, the tendency is to put it into the shoulders. We really want to lift from here and pushing down through there. So your hands are there knowing that you have a little bit of assistance, but try not to grasp it like this to get up. So here we go. We lift up and then we exhale and we lower down. And you could push your fists in like that too, and then come on down and pull the belly in as you lift and then exhale, lower down. Now let's try it with a block just to show you. If you have one, you can use it. And we'll stay up a little bit longer. If you don't lift, it's okay. You can still engage your belly and not lift up. Here's an example. I'm leaning forward, pull belly in. I'm still working even though I'm not lifting. I don't know if you can see it, but here's me. I'm trying. My belly's pulling in, but I'm not lifting up. That can be hard. I just felt my belly really working. Okay, so here we go. When you're ready, you're going to push down through your feet, pull your belly in, and maybe you take your arms forward as you hug the block. Sitting bones are back, hug the block. Breathe in, breathe out. Hug, hug, hug the block. Sitting bones are back, back, back. Heart can lift a little bit. So your spine can lift a little bit. Let's exhale, lower down. Starting to build that heat, aren't we? We're starting to build the heat. Okay, we're going to do it again. So give yourself a break. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, if you have a block or a ball in between your thighs, give it a big hug. So the hug is when you're lifting. So we lean forward, hug the block, sitting bones back. Arms can be forward, they can be on the chair. Lift your spine, lift your heart, but the sitting bones move back. Then take an inhale. On your exhale, tone your belly. Feel your thighs working. Maybe you lift one arm or both. Breathe in, breathe out. So this is helping us lift off the chair, but it's also like a yoga squat. And exhale and release down. And notice how that feels. Take a break. I'm going to put the block to the side, show you what it's like with the stick. You could also use a strap instead of a stick. Here we go. So here's what it's like with the stick. We're rocking forward back. The advantage to this, a stick or a cane, is it gives you something to hold on to, changes the proprioception or awareness of space a little bit, and it helps balance. Here we go. Push down, rise up. The stick may rise up a little bit. Sitting bones move back, ribs move back, thighs are working. Breathe in, breathe out. You might feel a little bit of shaking. Push down through your feet. Notice the shaking. Is it okay? I think it's okay. It's the body working, sending a message, yes, I am working. And exhale, release down. I'll show it what it looks like with the strap. You can do it either way. Either way. So here's with the strap. We hold the tie taut. We lean forward and back. This time we might stay up a little bit and move to standing if that feels within your capacity today, because we have to check out. Each day is a different day. And we honor our body where it's at. When you're ready, lift. Strap may come forward and then lift a little higher. Sitting bones are back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take awareness to your feet. Push them down. You'll feel the weight. It's towards the back of the feet. You'll feel your thighs. They are contracting. Let's push down. Rise up. Rise up. Release the strap. Let it go. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. And just, you do this movement all the time. Getting on and off the potty, getting up and down from a chair. So such an important movement to practice every day. And it gets our thighs and our legs stronger too. Let's move towards warrior one pose. I'm gonna put the chair like this so you can see me. We start in our mountain pose. We always start in our mountain pose. Feet are hip distance apart. Toes are forward. We stand tall. Push your feet down. Feel your legs tone. When your legs are toning, try not to push the knees back. See that? That's like pushing the knees back. But then the weight's going to the back of the feet or the toes are clenching. You want to keep our weight about forward in the feet. So here we are in our mountain pose, and we're going to move towards warrior one variation. You get to choose if your heel is up or down. Is up or down. And in a moment, I'll show it seated just in case you're doing the seated version. So here we are, we're standing. We're going to keep the right leg forward and move the left leg back. You have a choice. Heel is down or heel is up. And what I'd like to do is play with the momentum of stepping forward and back. So front knee is bent. We want the knee over the heel or the ankle, not that. That's tough on the knee. So that's like knee forward. We don't want that. We want knee over ankle or heel. Now we're going to push down through the front foot and step the leg forward. That's a great movement to play with this idea of transferring of weight. And let's do the other side. So now the left knee is going to be bent, the right leg is going to go back. Heel can be down or up, and it feels different. You can experiment with that. We're going to transfer the weight to the front foot and leg. By the way, we're looking forward in warrior one. Our hips are about squared, not fully squared, right? Because our bodies are our bodies. We're not forcing them. And then we shift the weight to the front leg, lift the back leg, step it forward. While you're playing with that, I'm going to show seated version. For those of you who are playing with seated version, it looks like this. We're going to face the right and then take the outside leg back. And the knee will be bent, holding on to the back of the chair. Toes are curled under. We may extend the leg back, but you need to mind your lower back, because if that hurts your lower back, keep the knee bent. And then some of you like to place a block or pillows underneath your knee. So we're still getting the same kind of idea, bringing the leg back, but it's the seated version. Now the tendency is to lean forward. See if you could keep your ribs stacking over your hips. And you'll get a nice stretch here for sure. So then you can play with stepping it forward. So here's what it looks like to step forward and back seated. Like that, like that, like that, like that. Okay. Now, back to standing. Here we are in our right foot forward, left leg back. Knee is bending. You get to decide heel is up or down in the back. Pull the ribs back over your hips. Maybe play with lifting one arm up. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then maybe open up the arm to the side and back behind you. I love this feeling because it opens up this shoulder area. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring the palm back forward. We're going to shift the weight. The weight's now going to come to the front leg. Step the back leg to meet the front. We're back to mountain pose. Other side. I'm going to turn this way so you can see the other side. Back to mountain. Left leg's forward. Right leg is back. So, you take your time to bring that leg back. You were also playing with shifting that leg back. In fact, take this back leg, bring it forward. So there was another shift, right? Now, pay attention. Front knee bends, back leg, bring it on back. We've got our lengthy warrior one pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Front knee bending. Maybe you lift one arm. You could also lift both arms. You're pushing down through your feet. Take a breath in, belly expands, and a breath out. Maybe you lift the other arm and you play. Relax shoulders. Feel your strong legs. Exhale, take the hands down. Shift your weight. Shift your weight. So lift it and place it. You've got it. Breathe in, breathe out. Take it back now to a down dog. Or wall dog. I like to do it with the seat of the chair, but you can also keep your hands on the back of the chair. Hands are on the chair, palms are on the seat. Walk it back, and then with palms on the seat, keep your arms strong by pushing them down, or even push fingertips down and arms lift up. Bend your knees. Your belly may touch your thighs, maybe not. Not a goal here. Try to keep your head from dropping down like that. We want to keep the ears upwards towards your arm bones. Will it be even? Not necessarily. Take a breath in, and on your breath out, tone your belly, lift your rib cage, keeping your knees bent. Press your hips back as you push your fingertips or palms into the chair. Then start to slowly straighten your legs, keeping your spine long. If your spine starts to round like that, then bend your knees again. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's walk back towards the chair. Hands to the heart. Hands to the heart. Feel your mountain pose. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Now we're going to go to warrior 3, taking a leg back in wall dog. If you're seated, this would be the version of wall dog. This is wall dog version, and you could have a chair in front of you and your hands on it. And then when we do the leg back, you're going to take the leg forward. So like that for warrior 3 in the chair. Okay, here we are, standing, hands on chair. Go back to our wall dog, and knees can be slightly bent, better than locking it back and rounding the spine, because we're not looking for that right now. We're going to do that in a little bit for cat pose. So you're going to shift your weight now towards the left leg, extend your right leg back. Maybe you lift the leg, maybe you don't. You be pushing your palms down into the chair or holding the side of the chair. Lower toes down, lift them up. Point the foot, flex the foot. Keep a soft standing knee. Soft standing knee. So we're not again locking the knee. Lower the toes down, lift them one more time, pressing heel up, toes down, and then point your toes away. Lower the leg down, bend your knees, press your sitting bones back. And then let's do the other side. So pushing our weight now into the right foot, extend the left leg back. Toes can be up or down. Now our right knee is bending, and lift the leg, point, flex, lower the toes down. Your leg might be here. Your leg might be here. Your leg might be here. So anywhere in between, toes down to hip height. Point, flex, lower. Maybe you leave it up. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath is in, breath is out. If it's too much on your hands, you can come down onto your forearms, by the way. Standing knee, bend it, and maybe play with bending and straightening. See, we're not trying to lock into these poses. You can invite movement in. Lower the toes down. Come back to your wall dog, push your hips back, and then walk yourself back towards the chair. Stand on up. Press down to rise up. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in, and breath us out. And since we're thinking about the trees today and hoping they stay rooted, let's play with tree pose. So seated tree pose looks like something like this. Something like this. You can have one or both arms up, or maybe you take the foot and bring it over the thigh. All right. So here's what it looks like when we're standing with the chair. And again, there's so many variations of this, but here's the main concepts. When we are playing with tree pose, we always start in our mountain pose. We're going to shift the weight to one side, and we're going to keep a soft knee without locking it back. We're going to push the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot, no matter where the foot is. So let's push down through the right foot, soft knee, bring the left foot to the inner ankle or inner shin. There may be some of you, but probably not a ton of you, bringing your foot up like that, and you can use your hand. So here we are. We're going to find a spot to stare at that's not moving. No moving, because that's going to change your balance up a bit. We're pushing foot into leg, leg into foot. Hand can be at your hip. Hand can be at your heart. Arm can be up overhead. And maybe you take the second one up. You're going to relax your shoulders no matter what. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Now you can always come out of the pose and go back in. You don't have to stay as long as we are, or maybe you stay longer and place the foot down. See, this is where the practice becomes yours. If you're like, you know what, I'm playing with my balance today, I'm going to stay a little longer, it's okay. Let's shift the weight right and left. So take your feet maybe a little wider and just kind of play with shifting and feeling the shifting right and left as you breathe in and out. Your leg may lift, and we're keeping kind of bouncy here. Keeping kind of bouncy. And if you want, you can play with your arms moving as you do this. Breathe in, breathe out, and come back. Here we are, back to our tree pose, other side. And now we're going to transfer our weight to the left leg. So here we are, mountain pose, root down. The wind is going to be strong today. If we don't root down, the tree's going to topple. So that tree has to, what happens is actually wind makes a tree stronger. It makes the roots stronger. So think about, the wind's going to come at you, but you're pushing your feet down, transfer your weight to the left leg, place your right foot at the ankle or the shin. Still, that wind is strong and you are strong, standing leg is activated. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice how your toe pads are pushing down. Notice how the mound of your foot is pushing down. Notice how the heel is pushing down. And then feel this center line by pushing the right foot into the left ankle or shin. So if we're pushing the foot into the shin, we've got to push the shin back into the foot. Otherwise, it's going to go that way. So there's this equal pressing in towards each other. And spot to stare at, one or both arms up, or maybe hands at your heart. I like this one too. You can bring one or both hands to your heart. You may feel wavering. You may feel wavering. And if you feel like you need to bring your hand or two back down to the chair, you do. Notice how the big toe mound may want to lift. That's what we're pushing down. That really is a key to balance, is pushing that mound down. Play for a little bit in your tree pose. Breathe in. And if you feel like you're wavering, then come back to center. Place the foot down, because that wind is strong. All right. And let's take our feet wide and do some lunging side to side. I'm going to show it without the chair first, but then you can use the chair, but just so you can see me. So wide stance, and you don't have to use the chair if you don't need the chair. We start with our toes forward, and hands are either on the chair or maybe at your hips. Then we're gonna bend the right knee, knee is forward, and so now the left leg is long. Lift up, switch it up. Breathe in and breathe out. Switch it up. As you breathe in and as you breathe out, feel the weight shift in your legs. Feel the knee. We don't want to stress our knees, so you wouldn't go quite as deep. Notice if your torso is going forward, lift it on up so ribs are over hips. Let's come back to center. And now we're going to shift this again. Turn the right toes out and bend the knee over the ankle. Then lengthen, turn the toes back forward and take the left toes out. Bend the knee, straighten, toes forward. Let's do this a few times. So you can use the chair. You can use the chair. Just wanted you to be able to see me. So here we go. Right toes out to the side, knee over ankle and heel. Lift up, toes forward. Left toes out to the side, bend the knee. Straighten, turn the toes forward. Now let's play with adding arms a little bit. So right toes out, knee over ankle, maybe lifting one arm, maybe lifting both, and gazing over your right fingertips. You are now in warrior two. Strong legs, push the feet down. Feel your strength. Lift up and out of your waist. Hands back to chair, straighten leg, turn toes forward, other side. Left toes out to the side. Bend the knee over the ankle. Maybe you take one arm out to the side or both. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. So if you're seated, you can always do warrior two pose seated. And then come back to center, all 10 toes forward. Now we're going to shift our weight and bring both legs back to center. So first bring one and then the other, and we are back to mountain pose. What a surprise. Now we're going to go down to the earth. And so to go down to the earth, I like to bring the chair next to the wall because that I know is safe. So it would look like this, like really against the wall like that. So we know it's not going anywhere. Then bring a blanket for under your knees. Blanket under knees. So then hands come to the chair. Now you guys all have your own way of going down, but this is one of the ways, probably one of the more popular ways to go down. Just be safe and know you can get back up. And then lower one knee and then the other. I'm going to move the chair out of the way and you guys can start positioning yourselves for cat-cow pose. First table pose, then the cat-cow pose. And ooh, that chair is in the way. I know you can see it. I'll move it over here and hopefully you won't. All right. So, by the way, in the chair, you can do cat-cow pose. You're seated, you take your hands to your thighs, you round your spine one way and then the other. You round it and one way and then the other. Concave and convex. All right, we're on hands and knees. And to make this a little neater looking for you. And palms underneath shoulders, knees hip distance apart. Your feet can be flat down or you can curl toes under. Exhale, round your spine as you push your palms down. Your fingers are spread, gaze towards your belly. And feel that nice stretch in the back. And then reverse it. So your sitting bones lift up and your heart lifts and your neck follows your spine. So you know I'm a stickler about don't take your head back like that and kink the neck. Keep it long. Exhale, round, chin to chest, push down through your strong arms, pull the belly in and up, and then reverse it. So you're swooping down, shoulder blades together. Exhale, round, sitting bones down to your knees, belly pulling in, and reverse it. Breathe in on the cow pose and breathe out on the cat pose. Come to a neutral spine. We're going to circle the knees around and about, and you can do the same thing in the chair. So if you're seated in the chair, I'll show you in a minute. So here's knees up, around, and back when you're in your table pose. Same thing in the chair. You're seated and you're taking your knee up, around, and back. It looks like this. Just like that. Yep. And you can go fast and you can go slow, but really feel it, because that's one of the things about yoga is we're feeling the movement. It's not just doing it, but feeling it, which makes it different than a sport. Or you know, it is, some people consider it a sport, and a lot of athletes do it. But so really feel the crevice of your hip as you circle this leg around and about. And then let's push the footprint up and give it some pulses up. So footprints up towards the sky, pulsing the heel and the footprint up to the sky. Breathe in and breathe out, and then extend the leg long, and then pull the heel towards your buttocks. And extend long and pull it in towards your buttocks. Extend, pull it in, lift the footprint up. Now let's take the leg out to the side and try to bring your knee towards your shoulder. That's not so easy, by the way. And then extend it back and pull it in and extend it back. And one more, pull the knee in, breathe in, breathe out, extend it back, lower the toes down, maybe push out through the heel a few times, get a good calf stretch. And then let's bring the knee back underneath and sway the hips right and left. And right and left. That helps to release any tension. You can come down to your forearms, by the way, if your hands or wrists are feeling too much pressure. Let's do the other side. So now, actually, I'm going to turn. Here we are. And knee forward, up and around. Circle it in, out to the side and around. So you can be on your forearms or your hands, but just make sure your shoulders are over your elbows and not going like that forward, because that's really hard on your shoulders. Try to keep them back over. Pulses up, a few pulses up. Spread your toes. Let's extend the leg and a little.
We're having quite a bit of sputtering with the internet. Just keep moving, you guys.
Do you think it's on your end or my end, or you don't know?
I think it's your end because I can see everybody else moving still. So it's probably the weather.
Probably the weather. I mean, I can try to switch to the other. I have another connection, but then I might lose you guys.
Yeah, well.
Coming in and out.
Yeah, it's freezing up a lot.
All right, so I can switch it, but it's just gonna take a minute. Gonna take a minute out. If I lose you, I'll just come back in.
Okay.
But it looks, the truth is, it looks good. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's why I said it's probably the weather. I was just letting everybody know that I do know that it's sputtering a lot.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna try the other one, but they both look the same to me.
It seems fine to me.
Really?
Yeah, it's fine.
It
I was
is
just-
fine?
Well, if it's
Yeah.
fine on their end, let them keep going, just keep going then.
Okay, all right. Where was I, guys? I think I was pulsing and lengthening. So let's just push out through the heel. And we'll let that go. And we'll come onto our sitting bones and do a little butterfly and hip opening. And I'm going to give you different options. So you can do butterfly in the chair. Butterfly in the chair, just so you know, you could do it with 2 chairs or 1 chair. If you're doing 1 chair, then butterfly looks like this. If you're doing 2 chairs, you're putting your feet up on the second chair. All right, now most people need to sit on a blanket or a pillow when they're seated on the earth. And sometimes 2 blankets. If your hips are really tight, it's not a bad thing. It just means you need another pillow or blanket. So here we are in our butterfly, and I'll tell you how you know if your hips are tight. First of all, you probably know it. But another thing that's going on is your knees would be up like this and your back. That's when you know you need another pillow or blanket, because we want a neutral spine. We're going to bring feet together and we're going to lift tall. Feet together. Now push your feet in towards each other and feel your footprints touching. And then we're going to lean forward. So bend your elbows, lengthen your spine forward. Notice if your ribs are coming forward and pull them back, because we're not looking for that. We're looking for this lengthening. And then you get to decide if you're feeling your spine is upward, you don't need to go anymore. If you're not feeling it, that's when you start to go forward. You also can move your feet forward or pull them back, and that is going to change it for you. This is where, again, where you can make the practice your own. You also can walk your hands a little forward, and that will change it up. And I like that a lot. It's kind of like down dog arms. And take a few breaths, because we know when we're doing stretches, it doesn't happen right away. Especially when we've got a lot of tightness, we've got to give ourselves some time to open these poses. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And let's come back to upright and notice how you're feeling. Let's extend the right leg forward and keep the left knee bent. And if you've got your handy dandy strap, take it. You don't necessarily need it. I'll show it both ways. So this pose, seated, would be you take, there's a few options if you're in the chair. And it would be using 2 chairs, which I love. You know I love that. I say that all the time. But you also could extend one leg and keep this knee bent. That would be one option. Or some of you might bring your foot up on the chair like that, or a second chair. And if you've got a second chair, that's what it looks like. So you're actually doing the same pose, which, by the way, is seated tree pose. And here we go. So here's what it looks like. And again, we're going to stay upright at first and then decide if we want to move forward. So I notice I'm flexing my long leg foot. You can use a strap. My only caveat with the strap is that you don't pull like this in order to round your spine, because that's not where we're going with this. You want to stay long and lengthy and bend your elbows in, or take your fingertips down, but you do not need to grab for your toes. And then circle the shoulders up and back and keep that spine long. Practice your breathing here. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And you're going to notice a sensation of stretching. If it feels like it's too much, we back off a little bit. If you want a little bit more, move on in. Move on in just a little bit more. Breathe in And breathing out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And then when you're ready, you can take your hands to your thigh, press down, rise up. Let's switch it. So now extending the left leg and bend the knee on the right side in. Now, you could have the foot on the thigh, but you also could have the foot down there. Just try not to push on the knee because that's not so nice for the knee. So either above or below the knee. And if your knee is lifting like this, then you can place a block or a pillow under there. Give it some, and again, this isn't a sign of weakness or good or bad, but when you give the knee something to relax on, it helps to open it up more. If it's too high up, that's not great because you might not feel it. It just depends how your body is. So if you need that block, you place it. Again, stack ribs over hips, shoulders over hips or ribs, and then lean on forward, maybe walking hands forward and lengthen. Try not to drop your head down. Keep your head lengthening out from your neck. So everything is lengthening rather than curving. Sitting bones are back. Feel that nice stretch. Where's the stretch? Either in your spine or the back of your leg. That's mostly where you're going to feel it. And some of you might find another place to feel it. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And we're going to rise on up. And notice how the body feels now. And then take both feet forward and circle the ankles around and about and the other way. And we're going to move our way down onto our backs. And let's do a little shifting right and left like windshield wipers, because if you're going out, you might need them today. So like this. So just kind of shifting one way and then the other. Feet are a little wider than, if you take them in, well, you could do it in, see how that feels, and then go a little wider. And then we're going to come down onto our backs, and we're going to keep the windshield wipers going because we're going to need them. So we're down on our back, and you might have a blanket underneath your head, but remember, we want ears level with shoulders. We don't want ears up like that or head up like that. Now let's continue our windshield wipers. So let the knees go to the right and then to the left and to the right and to the left. And you can do this in the chair. Let your knees sway one way and then the other. And then we're going to go into a spinal twist and allow the knees to fall to the right. So just let them go to the right, and you might take your arms into a cactus or a T. Now, so you're going to feel a stretch along this top leg is my guess. I know that's where I feel it. And if it's too much, you just lift the knee up a little bit, come on out of it. It's a nice feeling. If you want a little bit more, you can stretch your arm back behind you. And then get this long lengthening from the arm down the torso, down the leg. And that's really nice too. And breathe in. And breathe out as you feel this lengthening. And then lift the legs, push the feet down, go to the other side. And same thing. Knees are going towards now the left. And notice you may not feel it in the same way on this side. And then you might lengthen your left arm up and back behind you. Feel this stretch as you breathe in and out and in and out. And then we'll move to happy baby. So happy baby like this. And I'm just gonna review spinal twist in the chair for those of you who are doing the windshield wiper in the chair. While you guys do your happy baby. So spinal twist in the chair would look like this. And if you want to move your knees, you could. So you could be something like this in the chair. And then this in the chair. If you're not down on the earth. Either is great. We just must get our twists in. And this time of year, everything gets stagnant. You know, we get stuck. We're not moving as much. It's cold. So good for you guys. You are here and you're moving. And then let's do our last pose before Shavasana. Bring your right knee in towards you. Stretch your footprint up towards the sky and push your thigh away from you. Hands can be behind the leg, or if you have your strap, place your strap over your foot. And just get a nice lengthening. You might pulse, bending and straightening the leg. And stay in this pose once you find the stretch. Push your ribs down, press your footprint up, and you can play with pointing and flexing while you stretch. So I'm pushing hands into thigh and thigh into hands if you've got your hands around the back of your leg. And then just refresh you in the chair what it looks like. So you guys stay doing that on the earth. I'll just refresh. So one way is using your hands underneath your leg and pushing the foot away. Or you can have the strap around your foot. This is the key pose. I love leg stretch quite a bit. Love, love, love it. Because it's so important for the back. And then other side. And really, really, really try to be with the feeling of the stretch. Try to be with it. Appreciate it for what it is. Lengthening the back of your leg, helping your back. Really, you know, when we move one part of our body, it helps the rest of our body. And then release and find your way to your final resting pose. So, you know, you might place a bolster underneath your knees. You might, if you're seated, put your feet on another chair or the sofa. And this is just taking a breather in your day. You just moved for an hour. And on Friday, you've been moving all week if you've been coming to the classes all week. This is a time, this is what makes yoga a little bit different, is to take that relaxation seriously. Take it seriously. It's a time for rest, renewal, rejuvenation. So hands down by your side or hands resting in your lap. Fingers relaxing. Hands, arms and shoulders. Feel the weight in the back of the head. That little pointy part touching down. Eyelids are soft. Feel the subtlety of a natural breath. Not trying to force or push anything. It's a relaxed breath. Still breathing in and out through the nose. Feel the belly float up and down. Feel the weight of the hips. Feel the back of your knees and your thighs relaxing. Feel the back of your lower legs and your heels touching, with your feet flopping open as they do. Feel the whole body relaxing as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Breathe in And breathe. And breathe in. And breathe. And breathing in. And breathing in. Stay as long as you want in your resting pose. I really encourage it. If you're coming up as we close, you bring your knees in towards you and roll to your side. Relax on your upper arm for a breath or two. Or stay longer in your fetal position. And when you're ready, we use our hands to bring ourselves up to seated to close our class together. And we bring our palms in front of the heart, bowing in with gratitude for our time together, for this practice that has the benefits of rejuvenation, relaxation, release, restore. Namaste, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Be safe. Keep warm if you're near the